Hello everybody, this is Gold Gleam Gamer 1 and welcome back to Let's Play Skyward Sword. Alright, if you remember in the last video, we defeated the imprisoned a second time, and we also managed to open the Gate of Time. In this video, we are going to go through that time portal. Just as soon as we find it again, of course. We may have to walk around a little bit. Okay, here we are in the Temple of Hylia.
Hey!
At last, I've been expecting you, Gold. You are doubtless overwhelmed, so I will explain things as simply as I can. This is the Temple of Hylia, though it will come to be known as the Sealed Temple, somewhere in the future. You stand in the past, ages before your own time. Here, the goddess Hylia has only just sealed away demise. And little time has passed since the goddess sent out the outcropping of rock into the sky that would one day become Skyloft. It is true to its name. You have passed through the Gate of Time to an era in the distant past. You will have many questions, but for now, you must proceed back through the great doors behind you. It is there that the person you've risked life and blood to defend waits for you. You've come so far, Gold. I'm so glad you made it. I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've traveled very far from home, to the distant past. In this era, the wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the demon king known as Demise have not yet healed. All the fairy tales about the war we heard growing up in Skyloft, incredible as it may seem, they appear to be all too real. I think it's time you learned the whole story. Let me try to explain. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They call it the Triforce. In this thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself by force. The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both them and the Triforce into the sky on a slice of earth she cut away from the land. This floating rock became the new home of our people. In time, it became to be known as Skyloft. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess Hylia succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was imprisoned, it became clear that the seal would not hold against its fearsome power. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in her battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke again, there would be no stopping him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised two separate plans and set them both into motion. First, she created Fi. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transform her soul to the body of a mortal. She made this sacrifice, as you have likely guessed, so that the supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For a while, the supreme power of the Triforce was created by gods. All of its power can never be wielded by one. Knowing that this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers and her immortal form. You've probably figured it out by now, haven't you, Gold? You are the chosen hero. And I, Zelda, I am the goddess reborn as immortal. The day of the ceremony, Girahem's tornado tossed me out of the sky and down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by the old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. I had no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me to remember who I was and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located in each temple across the land. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited them all, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here to the past. All of this part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of abomination. But even in his hideous state, he's more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do what he desires. We must stop him from freeing himself from the seal that imprisons him, at any cost. That is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best as I can. As long as I continue this vigil, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. I must maintain the seal that Hylia, rather that I, created so long ago, and keep it strong for as long as I am able. With the memories of my former life returning to me, I can see now this is my purpose. Gold, the goddess created Fee and the great blade she's a part of for very specific reasons. For the task of standing against Demise in the monstrous form, he now assumes rests solely on your shoulders. Back in our own time, you've already driven him back to his prison twice now. I can't thank you enough for that, Gold. During your long journey, you've grown so much. You learned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gained power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. And by overcoming the trials set before you, the goddess, you've found true courage. Now that those qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power the old gods left behind for our own kind. You can claim the Triforce. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. Along your travels you have found wisdom, power, and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the goddess's power. May it give you and your sword the strength to drive back the abomination that threatens this land. The mark you see upon the back of your hand is proof that you are the hero of legend and that within you dwells sacred power. It is the mark of the Triforce. Stand now, Gold. Draw your sword. The goddess has blessed your blade, and the Master Sword has at last achieved its ultimate form. The sword is now imbued with the mythical power to drive back demons, and only Gold may wield it. Oh, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. You see, the mark of the Triforce on your hand is a symbol of the greatest power of this world. If you can obtain the actual Triforce, we will have the power to vanquish Demise once and for all. The problem is, among the countless souls in this world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. It's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce, but I have a theory of my own. The gods created the Triforce, yet they specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its power. Somehow, I think that may have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of this land. Which brings us back to you. To face demise and give the land hope, the goddess Hylia needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Gold. But spirit alone wasn't enough. You had to overcome many trials and awaken the hero within yourself, so that you could wield that supreme power. And so Hylia, and so I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself headfirst into any danger, without even a moment's doubt. I used you. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you into all this, Gold. But you have to understand this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs in the balance. I need your strength to tip the scales in our favor. All that may be well-intentioned and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. To ensure that the seal holds, I will remain in this time, deep in sleep for thousands of years. Gold, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you in Skyloft. I wanted that feeling to last forever. While it's true that I am Hylia reborn, I am still my father's daughter and your friend. I'm still your Zelda. When Demise is finally gone, there will be no more need for the seal that binds him, and then I'll be able to wake up. I'm going to ask you a favor, Sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. But this time, when all this is over, will you come to wake me up? Okay, so... There's nothing behind here? Okay. I guess there's nothing more we can do. So, you've returned. Then you know everything. On the other side of that gate, Zelda waits, suspended in a sleep without end. Do not despair, for she is still alive and well. True to legend, the Triforce is the one thing with the power to vanquish Demise. It is thought to have been hidden within Skyloft by the goddess. Sadly, that is all we know of where it rests. All other clues to its whereabouts have been lost to the ages. Gold. You have likely come to the same conclusion, but I will spell it out just the same. The key to finding the Triforce must be in Skyloft. Go on, Gold. Find the Triforce. Whoa, whoa there, hold up. Gold, there's something I gotta tell you. So, Zelda, how is she holding up? Was she okay when you saw her? She was. Oh, good to hear. But she's still stuck till this whole mess blows over, huh? Gold, I made up my mind. I'm not going back. I'm staying right here with Granny. Don't look so bummed out. Do I look sad? Nah, I'm doing what I wanted to. I don't know how to explain it. I got this feeling in my belly that there's work to do here. Someone's gotta watch that big ugly monster, and someone's gotta make sure Granny's doing alright. And as action-packed as what you're doing. But maybe this is my destiny. You know what I mean? Besides, it's not as bad here. Living up in the sky was okay, I guess. But don't you just love the way it smells down here? What? That's not weird to say. Check it out. Zelda and Granny have brought life back to the land here. I bet even the weakest sapling could grow into the one beast of a tree in soil like this. It'd brighten up this place a little too. I mean, sure, it'd take a few years for it to grow, but as far as I'm concerned, I got nothing but time. It's weird to say out loud, but that's just how I feel right now. So yeah, you know, when you get back to Skyloft, do me a favor and let people know I'm doing okay down here. Colin and Stritch might get a little emotional since they look up to me, but you tell them I'm happy, okay? Thanks, Gold. Okay, I guess there's nothing more left to do. Oh, wait a minute. Can we sit here? Yes, we can. Alright. Let's get out of here and head off to... No, we won't use this bird statue. We'll head back to Skyloft now. Alright. Okay, so the bird statue is up here, so that means we gotta look for it so we can head back to Skyloft. I know it's around here somewhere. Alright, here it is, right here. So we have a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and head to the Night Academy. Okay, first order of business is to find the Night Academy. So we gotta talk to Headmaster Gapora, wherever he is. Hey, Gold, how are you doing? What's this about a Triforce hidden by the goddess? I really don't know anything about that. If you want to know about that kind of stuff, then you should ask one of the instructors. Alright. Well, according to my guide, the one we have to talk to is Olin. Oh, okay, that was Headmaster Gapora's room. Okay, here's Olin, right here. Oh, hello, Gold. The Triforce? Sorry, I can't say I know what that is. Perhaps you should ask the Headmaster. Didn't I just talk to the Headmaster? Or maybe that wasn't the Headmaster I was talking to. Here's the Headmaster. Ah, hello, Gold. Have you heard anything more about my daughter? What is it? If you know anything at all, I urge you to share it with me. You want to tell me, but you can't? I understand. I'm sure you have good reason for keeping quiet. Gold, I've been doing some thinking since we last spoke. You have had this destiny thrust upon you without warning or choice, but for that matter. But I wish to help you as best as I can. I'm getting older and I lack the vigor of youth, but even old men have ways of being useful too. I wish to share as much of my knowledge with you as I can. If you have any question at all about Skyward Forest history, I will be glad to tell you all that I know. What do I know of the Triforce? Well, where did you hear that word? It's true that the ancient text means several mentions of the Triforce within their pages. Unfortunately, the actual location of the Triforce isn't illuminated in any of these tomes. Its whereabouts are lost to history. Sorry, Gold, it shames me to say it, but my knowledge is little of use on the subject. Gold, just a moment. Though there is one vast knowledge may be of use. Surely you're familiar with Levias, the great sky spirit who has guarded our realm for ages. Levias has served as a protector of our skies for a long time, and his knowledge of our world is encyclopedic, to put it mildly. If anyone in the entirety of Skyloft and beyond were to know about the Triforce, it'd be him. Yes, I feared that might be your next question about that. I imagine in your travels you've taken notice of the tremendous thunderhead that suddenly appeared in our skies. Recently, I've heard rumors suggesting that Levias is trapped inside that massive cloud. I asked Instructor Olin to look into this troubling cloud in order to determine if there's any truth to these rumors. I had meant to inquire about his findings earlier, but completely forgot about it after Zelda went missing. Instructor Olin can fill me in on the details later, so why don't you go speak with him yourself and see what his investigation has revealed. Okay, so I had to talk to the headmaster first, then talk to Olin. Okay. Ah, Cold, how goes your search for Zelda? Have you found her yet? What? Levias? Ah, so you've been talking to your headmaster, I take it. If I'm correct, Levias is the one inside the Thunderhead, but that's not the Levias that we all know. That's a monster. It certainly looks like Levias, but last time I approached him, he came rushing to me, and his eyes, they were full of malice. People change, or old wizened creatures change, perhaps it's more that. He is possessed by something. That's how it felt to me. What? You want to talk to Levias? That's impossible. I don't think Levias is capable of listening. Not in its current state, no. And even if you were to get close enough to talk to him, it will likely end with you getting brushed aside and sent flying to your death in a sea of clouds. What? You're still planning on going? I see. It's because you need to find Zelda. I understand. I get the feeling nothing I could say would talk you out of it. I have an idea. Come with me.
Hey!
Avias is inside the Thunderhead. He's been acting so strangely, like someone has possessed him. If we can somehow free him from whatever this is that has a hold over him, there's a chance he will return to his senses. Listen well, Gold, because I'm about to teach you a very important bird riding technique. It's called the Spirit Spiral Charge. Using the Spiral Charge, you can rid Levias of the blight that has hold of him. The technique is quite easy to perform. All you have to do is press A. However, the acceleration effect lasts longer than any attack move you've used so far. Maintaining stable flight can be tricky. This is a technique that only Senior Knight Academy students who have mastered high-level flight skills are allowed to perform. It's still a bit early for you, but this is an extraordinary circumstance, so I'll make an exception this time. However, I will test you. First, dive off this platform and call your bird.
Hey!
Oh my god. You're really making me do this now? Listen up, Gold. I taught you your Loft Wing to form a spiral charge when you press A. Press A to spiral charge and break 10 targets placed around the floating boulders up ahead. If you can destroy 10 targets in under 120 seconds, I will recognize you as a skilled bird rider. Alright, off you go. There's one. Two. Yeah, I saw a few more. Oh, here's some down here. 3. There's 4. I know I've seen a lot more. We got a minute left. 5. 6. 7. There's one right there. 8. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. I see the last 2. But I'm gonna run out of time. 9. Oh, and time's up. I was so close, though. If you can't destroy Tinder, I can't, in good conscience, permission to use this dangerous technique. I'll be here for a while, so why don't you take a break and cool off? Come talk to me when you want to try again. Good idea, because, yeah, I gotta stop this video. Where is the bird statue? Now there are plenty of bird statues around her. Oh, here's one right there. Okay, good, because it's time to stop. And until next time, this is Gold Glee Gamer 1. Later, folks.